For nearly 100 years, the Chicago District Golf Association has stood for excellence in this extraordinary game of golf. Now the CDGA's magazine comes to life on TV. Chicago District Golfer celebrates the traditions of the past while connecting with the present. It's a golf show that is sure to inform and to have a little fun along the way. For what's important in Chicago golf, it's Chicago District Golfer TV.
Today, we cruise up to a Wisconsin gem hosting two upcoming major championships. Phil Mickelson stops by for a fantastic tip on the tricky 50-yard shot. We'll show you what goes into assembling a perfect golf club. We recap a couple of big amateur tournaments in the land of Lincoln. We'll visit with Elmhurst's affable PGA Tour pro, Mark Wilson. And Chicago's Wilson Golf shows off its latest innovations for 2011.
Chicago District Golfer TV is presented in part by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana BMW centers, Bowes Creek Country Club, Wilson Golf, the Bolingbrook Golf Club, and Club Champion.
Hello, I'm Jill Carlson, and welcome to another jam-packed Chicago District Golfer TV. Magical, mystical, unique. Words perfectly describing Erin Hills, located just outside of Brewtown. This public course, walking only, I might add, has only been open for 5 years, and it's already landed the 2017 U.S. Open and this summer's U.S. Amateur.
The Ultimate Driving Tour is brought to you by BMW.
This land was once hundreds of acres of rolling Wisconsin farmland. Then the architecture team of Herdson, Fry, and Witten came along and sculpted it into a true test of golf, a walk in the park you'll remember forever.
This is more of a links-style golf course with a lot of rolling terrain. The wind, the elements are a challenge. It's usually windy here. It has a lot of length, and of course the fescue.
The greens have some pretty good undulation, and we can get them to any speed you need to be, so they're pretty tough. The actual playability of the golf course, it has that links-style feel and the Irish-Scottish feel to it. Yes, it does.
Recent renovations to Erin Hills have made the course more fair than it was previously. Over 300 trees were removed, greens were expanded, and cart paths eliminated. With the exception of the greens and tees, the track's also played entirely on fescue grass, giving it an ideal links feel.
Well, we have 652 acres on property. We've invested a lot into the golf course over the last 2.5 years, tweaking some holes. Some changes were a little bit more dramatic, others were very subtle. We're at the point where our conditions are very good as we prepare for the U.S. Amateur. People can expect to come out here and have a great golf course to play.
The United States Amateur will be coming to this Dairyland delight in August. It'll be fun to watch the best non-professional players in the country attempt to tame this course, which can be stretched out to a whopping 7,800 yards plus from the tips.
For the first time since 1997, we are offering free admission and parking for all spectators. So we really want to get people out here to enjoy the experience. This will be a great test for the players.
Well, the state of Wisconsin has never hosted an amateur or an open. So, and as you know, with the Bears and the Packers and the Cubs and the Brewers, there's a lot of sports fans up here, and so I think they're all very excited to be able to come out and watch the greatest amateur players in the world, and of course, 6 years from now, some of the greatest players in the world for the Open.
It's a bit rural out here, northwest of Brewtown, but you don't have to go far to find deluxe accommodations, whether you're staying in the new 4-bedroom golf cottages or the quaint upstairs rooms in the lodge. And you'll be hard-pressed to find a better 19th hole setup featuring an outside patio with fire pits and the cozy comforts of the pub, adorned with vintage 18th century furniture.
Now that we have the lodge, which is behind us here, we have 16 beds, and we have 3 cottages that we just built. So we have 28 beds on the property. So it's becoming a destination where people park their car and give us their keys and stay here for a couple nights, play golf, and we have a fine restaurant and just a great atmosphere.
The bottom line is you're coming to Erin Hills to enjoy golf at its finest. The challenges are many, but they're fun challenges, from your tee shots to the rugged natural bunkering, all the way to the sloping green sites. It's really a treasure with a unique, ethereal quality.
You look to the east and you see Holy Hill and the spires in the background. That just kind of adds to the whole mystique of Erin Hills. It's almost as if, this golf course was meant to be here.
We should recognize the previous owner and visionary Bob Lang, whose passion for Erin Hills was truly special. One guy likely playing in that 2017 U.S. Open will be a then 47-year-old Phil Mickelson. Here he is with a helpful tip on his specialty, the short game.
What I have here is a 50-yard shot. So many people in the game struggle with this shot. I take my normal 60-degree wedge. The key to this shot is accelerating through impact. Now I see so many instructors teach a method, kind of like a clock method, where you want to go back and through the same difference. That's crazy. You want to accelerate into the ball, and if you take the club way back here, you have too much energy, the ball is going to go sailing past the hole. We want to go shorter back and accelerate into the finish. That gives me aggressive contact. We've got to go into the ball aggressively to hit these 50-yard shots solid and close to the hole. If we are decelerating or slowing down because we've taken the club back too far, you have no chance to be consistent or successful.
Thank you, Phil. We've got a lot more great stuff for you coming up, including a visit with local PGA Tour star Mark Wilson. Plus, we'll take a look back at the CDGA's first two events of this season. Stick around.
With up to 32 miles per gallon, chances are you'll need refueling before it will. The BMW 5 Series, the ultimate driving machine.
Welcome back to Chicago District Golfer. In previous shows, we've told you how to correctly select a driver and irons from Club Champion. Well, this time we're going behind closed doors to show you all that goes into the making of a golf club. Here we are in their state-of-the-art workshop in Northfield. This is where the clubs are built and assembled to your precise specifications.
Okay, I'm weighing the head now so I can record it and know how much I need to add weight to, if any. I'll take the shaft and go ahead and dry assemble it. Okay, we've got it marked so we know how much. Let's check to see how the swing weight is. Okay, we're good there. Record that. Now, I'm going to check the frequency or the stiffness of the golf club. We're going to go here to the frequency analyzer. We'll read the frequency. Just a little too soft or not stiff enough. So now, I'm going to need to measure how much we want to tip it. If it is not the proper stiffness, we'll go ahead and tip the shaft from the tip end. That makes the shaft stiffer. We'll go ahead and dry assemble it again, check the stiffness, and if it's correct, then we'll take the shaft out and we'll put it on what we call a puring machine. The puring machine is to find the hard spot of the shaft, and every shaft has one. The reason why it's important to have a shaft pured is because they're all built much differently than the manufacturer would assume that they are, and so we want to make sure that the shaft in the proper position pured returns the golf club to the address point at impact.
Now that Dennis has made the necessary modifications, he simply needs to epoxy the head to the shaft. Of course, a grip will be added, and voila, you have a customized club. Club Champion will even go so far as to stamp your initials onto each and every club. Every year, the CDGA holds a number of significant amateur tournaments throughout the land of Lincoln. This year, the first big event was the Public Links Championship held at Erin Hills Golf Club in Cary. Our Dave Lockhart has the story.
The weather was dark and gloomy, pretty much like the most of May, but that didn't slow down these proven players as they tackled this challenging layout. In the final round, it basically came down to a two-horse race. Dave Ryan of Taylorville and John Wright of Aurora. On 15, Ryan has an uphill 12-footer for par that he sneaks into the right side of the hole to stay close to John Wright.
For the front nine was kind of a grind. I mean, Dave and I were both playing well, and I think we were tied with nine to go.
Then on 18, Wright has to make a clutch par of his own to secure the title. And he gets it to fall for par and the victory. This is the third time that John Wright has captured the Illinois Public Links Championship. Now let's head over to the other side of town for much better weather at the Mid-Am Championship at Flossmoor Country Club. Rick LaHue of downstate Brimfield showed a nice touch, especially for a big fella, with this downhill curling 20-footer for birdie on 14. Palatine's Chad Slutsky shows off some finesse of his own on 18 with this nice sand shot, enabling him to save par. John Wright made a good showing at the Mid-Am, but wasn't able to find that Public Links magic. The man of the match was clearly Peoria's Todd Mitchell. He put on a ball-striking clinic with his driving and hitting his irons to near perfection, posting rounds of 69, 70, and 70.
How'd you do it?
A lot of fairways and a lot of greens, and putting myself in the right position, which, you know, is what you need to do when the greens are this fast and as firm as they are.
It turned out to be a walk in the park for Mitchell as he won by a whopping 13 strokes. It was also the hat trick for Mitchell, marking the third time he has won the Illinois Mid-Am Championship. The rule book is presented by the Bowes Creek Country Club in Elgin, Illinois.
Jamie finds himself in a long fairway bunker and inevitably fails to escape on his first attempt. Before trying again, he picks up the rake and smooths his own footprints and pitch mark. His playing partner Steve points out it's against the rules to rake a bunker while your ball still lies within that same bunker. Jamie claims he's raking now simply to save time and his action is in no way improving his line. Steve barks back, "That's besides the point. You're testing the conditions too." What do you think? We'll be back with the correct ruling after this break.
Aren't you tired of buying clubs that don't improve your game? At Club Champion, we fit tour players, top amateurs, and golfers of all skill levels who are serious about hitting more fairways and greens and sinking more putts. In your session, our certified fitters will have you test equipment from all leading companies using state-of-the-art technology to find the perfect setup for you. We then build each club to your specs and deliver to you in a timely fashion. Schedule your fitting today at Club Champion to get the edge you need, because a better fit means lower scores.